Welcome, everybody, to another live roundtable discussion right here in our studios from Inside Out. I'm your host, Jay. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching and being a part of this great podcast. As you guys can see in the title description of this video here tonight, we're going to be talking about something quite controversial, something that is still kind of being shoved under the rug or not being exposed or any of that fun jazz. And unfortunately, we got some insight and some data and information that we're going to share on the screen. And we're going to put some stuff out there, which I believe needs to be put out there because obviously, for whatever the reason is, most of our major news outlets and other organizations and whatnot are too afraid to put that stuff out there, even though when we were promised to see it. And anyways, we're going to go ahead and do this podcast with the help, of course, with our great friend, team member, Tammy. Welcome to the show, Tammy. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing okay. How are you?
Well, we're here, aren't we? We're back
to
at
go.
it.
You're
We're
ready
back
to
at it
go.
doing another epic podcast about something that's very important, I believe, anyways. So real quick before we
Absolutely.
get into it, what's your take on this topic? And thank you so much for helping me out and sending that information.
Well, I just think it's really awfully funny that the perpetrator in this case and the Epstein side of things,
Mhm.
kind of weird that he affiliated with a lot of political figureheads, judges. Hi, Cynthia. Nice to see you.
Yeah, it's
Hope you're
nice to see you,
doing
Cynthia.
well.
Welcome in, Cynthia. Go ahead, Tim.
So I just think it's kind of funny
Hey, Wanda.
that all the ones that had to do with the whole judicial system, the political side of things, lawmakers, people like that kind of went bye-bye pretty quick and they got rid of the guy. I mean, like, we all know how it works in prison when they're on lockdown and they're a high-profile target,
Well,
how
yeah.
heavily they're watched. I just think it's really weird. But all these Hollywood socialites now that are affiliated with P. Diddy and all that, like,
Yeah.
we can rake them over the coals. And I'm not saying they don't deserve some kind of, like, hey, putting it out there.
Mhm.
But how come on one side of the fence, which is mostly white, I'm white, but I'll tell it, how come that side of the fence, all these lawmakers and stuff, how come that is swept under the rug and we're raking the other side over coals? That's just my opinion. That's what I'm seeing.
Well, I mean,
What are
right.
they hiding?
Right, and you raise a great point and good question too, because again, you've heard this word before. I get it told me all the time. The word promise, 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 and we were promised, I guess, through the courts and the judge that we were going to see this said information, this list, this whatever
We
else
have
you
a
want to
right
add.
to it. The case is over with. We have a
Right,
right
but
to
it
it.
was ruled. It was ruled in
Yep.
in court, if I believe, that the public has a right to know about this said list.
Yep.
And you made a great point. And again, the question is, where is it? Where is our promise?
Exactly.
So, but we're going to
Hi,
try to
Wanda.
tear. Go ahead.
I just said hi, Wanda. Glad you came. Glad you're here tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Wanda, for being here. Yeah, and again, some great questions are being asked, but you don't really hear or see a lot of the answers when it
No.
comes to this information, anyways. And it's amazing that we have, believe it or not, some very big, powerful, and popular organizations and outlets out there that can, spread this stuff like wildfire. But you don't hear it, you don't see it. And of course, obviously, we can't get it spread because we had a promise be broke when it comes to certain data and information. And again, the question is, why? So we're going to at least try to attempt anyways to show you guys some information up on the screen. Like, I tend to show data and information up on my screen instead of just talk about it, because anybody can talk about it and can't back up their claims. With me, it's a little different story if you're new here. And let's go ahead and get in the chat real quick. Well, I wanted to say this real quick before we get into the data. I like to share everybody first before I get going. Wanda said, "Hey, everyone, I hope everyone's having a good night." I am pretty good so far anyways. Wanda said this, "I think J.D. Lay has a video about the Epstein list." Yeah, again, and so do you guys are going to see that same possible list. And I don't know if it's the same thing that JD has. Keep in mind, I don't know, again, if this list is 110% accurate, because, again, if it's made for the public, then everybody would have it, and it wouldn't raise questions on the realness of it, if it's real or if it's just fake. Now, I don't know what I have is the same thing that JD has, but I want you guys to understand that what I have here tonight, I'm not going to claim, yeah, it's real, it's the bona fide list. I'm putting it out there right now before I even start this podcast to let you guys know that there is a possibility that this could be not like 100% real, but I'm going to put it out there anyways because the person that shared it with me says it is. So with all credit, I'm going to give them to that. So with that, let's go ahead and move in. You are more than welcome, guys. Okay, thank you so much, Wanda, for being in here. Cynthia said it's all swept under the rug. Absolutely, it is, and that's why I felt it was necessary to do this podcast here tonight. Thank you, everybody, for chiming in here and putting your comments in. Welcome aboard, anyways, guys. All right, so Tammy, if you may, if you want to, you don't have to. There's no obligation, but if you want to help me do the data of some of this research, the stuff that you sent me anyways, let me know, and we'll go from there. So before I get started, what portion of this data did you want me to read off first tonight?
We can go, and I think some of them are actually like news clips, so we'll have to go that route, but we could start with the CBS, the one, the Epstein list, CBS.
Okay, I know I have it up here. Okay, there. I think I see it's the first one on my screen. So let's go to that, and we'll go from there. I got a lot to unpack here, guys, tonight, so just bear with me. There's a lot of information between both Epstein and P. Diddy. So we got a lot to unpack. If I go over my time limit, it is what it is. I try to set these for an hour, but if I go over, it is what it is. Don't hate me. I know you guys love to see me. Just kidding.
And then put in the chat if there's something you guys want us to stop or pause. You want to discuss, raise the big hand or do something there, get our attention.
Yes, absolutely.
For sure.
Can you see this, Tammy? And this is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see here.
Is it you want to play the video or just want to read the document? Because I don't think the video.
Let me see if I can. I'm trying to get it pulled up on my side. Sorry.
No, you're good. I just want to know if I'm wanting to play the video of this.
I sent it to you. It says Jeffrey Epstein contact names revealed in unsealed documents. Here are the key takeaways from the file.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Okay, let me pull it up, and I'll get it pulled up then.
Because the video that you guys see here is probably not related to what we're talking about here. This video is talking about the war. So,
oh, yeah. So I guess it didn't. Okay. So anyway, it says documents that include the names of more than 100 people connected to Jeffrey Epstein, including business associates, accusers, among others, have now been made public following a federal judge's December ruling that the information must be unsealed. More than 900 pages of mostly unredacted documents were released Wednesday, January 3rd. A second batch of documents was released Thursday, January 4th.
Imagine that.
A third batch the day after that, and still more in the days that followed. Much of the information has been previously reported. Many of those whose names were mentioned are not accused of any wrongdoing. And that's another thing that really gets me too, is like they were all out there and we know crimes were committed out there, but yet none of them, not one single solitary person, including the Royal Highness.
Correct.
did not get charged with not one flippin' thing.
Wow.
And his jet was nicknamed, by the way, the Lolita Express, which
Oh,
was
imagine that.
often used to fly to his private island in the Caribbean.
Wow.
And those manifests and other documents, such as his private calendar, had previously been made public, including as part of the legal proceedings or public records requests. Many of those who had business or social ties with Epstein, a convicted sex offender, have denied any misconduct or involvement in any of his activities. So it's
Mhm.
okay. This is what got me. So it's okay for them to believe and convict Epstein based on the accusations made by the women and children that were abused out there on the island, but the other people that they said were the ones that did it as well got away scot-free. Why?
Wow. Yeah.
It's the
Great
same
point.
information, it's the same evidence, it's the same everything. So what was the difference that all these people on the list got to walk away scot-free?
Correct.
But out in the public, this is my big issue, the P Diddy stuff, all the actors and all the people that are being brought up right now, just because they were affiliated with P Diddy, they're automatically all guilty in the public's eyes.
Yeah.
But we didn't have that same all, like, it's like a big difference. There's a big gap.
Yeah.
Because look at TikTok, look at Facebook, look at all the social media is just constant about it. Every day there's something, a new video put out. But now we've
Yep.
all forgotten about Epstein.
Isn't it
And
amazing how that
Epstein's the
works?
one with all the political. The Clintons were affiliated with him. For goodness sake, one of our presidents of the United States was on his island, was on his jet. But yet we don't hold the same accountability to
Mhm.
those people.
Interesting.
Isn't it interesting? Kind of lines up with our data, doesn't it? Kind
Yeah.
of.
It's
7 out of every 10. I would not want
Jeez.
to be black in America because of that. It's 7 out of every 10.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Wow.
It's terrible.
Backwards thinking.
It is. It is. It's terrible. It doesn't matter what color we are. We're going to commit a crime. You're going to commit a crime. Anyway, it says that, so it goes on down into this. Any of y'all can come and look at this. And Wanda sent me a link to one show she did. We can,
Okay.
Jay can send it to Jay later. He'll add it to this chat later. You guys
Okay.
can go back and see her show. So
Actually, Tammy, if you can hear me and everybody in the chat, Wanda and all you guys hear me, you guys can put that link in the private chat, or you can put it up if you're a mod. You can put it up here in the live chat, and we can go from there.
yeah, is Wanda a mod? I think she is. Wanda, if you can, go ahead and put it in the chat. So in many cases, the names of the documents really are of innocent people. It's the people who have been employed. It's people who may have gone to dinner or a cocktail party at Jeffrey Epstein's home. I do not believe that worth a crock of crap. And that was the CBS News legal analyst, Ricky Kleinman.
Right.
It's not necessarily naming people who have engaged in actions that were anything like the deplorable actions of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Well, then, so it was just the two of them with all of those women and girls, but that's not what the victims are saying. The victims are naming those people on the list. So which is it?
Why does everything get twisted?
Because the media bends it to where they want. Like I said, that was a CBS News analyst that said that.
Imagine that. Oh, but if we do it,
yeah, there is no mercy there. There is no, oh, your family and friends had nothing to do with your crimes. We're all guilty. We're all guilty.
ouch.
So another one there, I mentioned Clinton, so I'm going to go through this pretty quick because we have a lot.
Okay. Where are you at?
The other
Where
one
are you at in this, Tammy? What paragraph are you
I'm
on right
way
now?
down. What is the Jeffrey Epstein related court documents? So another one is Britain's Prince Andrew. The prince settled a lawsuit, though, in 2022 with Virginia Giuffre, who accused him and Epstein of abusing her as a teen. An
Yeah.
accusation Andrew has denied. But yet, Prince Andrew regrets his association with Epstein and commends the bravery of Mrs. Giuffre and other survivors in standing up for themselves and others. That's what the attorney of the prince said. But yet, they paid her off to keep him from going to prison. Like a normal person would go to prison.
Yeah.
So, anyway, there's another witness, a deposition from Joanna Schaborg in the suit includes previous accusations alleging she was groped by Prince Andrew in 2001 when she was 21. BBC News reports Buckingham Palace previously called her allegations categorically untrue. Of course they did. The newly released documents include questions to Maxwell about Schaborg. And then Bill Clinton, among the people whose names appear in the documents, had allegedly been described by Epstein as a good friend.
Oh, yeah. See, now I'm gonna get out of this real quick because you just brought up a great point.
Yeah, anybody can read this. Go in and read it.
Yeah, it's in the that information, ladies and gentlemen, is in the description of the title of this video here tonight. So everything that we're showing you guys here tonight will be there for you guys' viewing if you want to see it. So just bear with me for a second. I got to get my chat going here. Let me find out, where did that go? 1 second, Tammy. Wanda said, "Oh, I'm not sure myself, but from the list he was reading from was several inches thick when it was first made public. If I can find the video, I'll let you all know. I'll send it." Thank you very much, Wanda, for that. I appreciate that. She said she'll remind me that she'll send it after the live if need be.
Oh, good.
And then she said, "I sent you the link, Tammy. Hun, I'll let you know if I find more." And then Cynthia said, "Guilty by association, absolutely."
Just like ours are saying that, Cynthia,
yeah. Imagine that.
Imagine that, Jay.
Redeem and said, "Same energy for all. Look at the homies of Epstein, Diddy, Nick channel." So what you're talking about here is the I just had a brain fart. It's the Nick channel that was for kids. Nickelodeon. That's it. My bad.
Nickelodeon.
Yep. Hollywood's.
What gets any higher? Let me just ask you guys, what gets any higher than being the president of the United States? We already know his character, Monica Lewinsky under the desk of the Oval Office. I mean, come on, let's call it like we see it. The good old boys club.
Call a spade a spade.
That's right.
Anyways, Wanda said, "Man, like he had painting of one of out presidents in a dress on his wall." Oh yeah, I remember that. And then Wanda said, "Oh, it wasn't me. It was JD Lay live. He's done on Epstein." Okay, yeah, I know. I think I came across that live. Again, I don't know if some of that info is legit or not. So, well, we're gonna find out nonetheless. Wanda's not a mod. Okay, well, guess what?
I'll make her a mod.
I'll fix that right now, Wanda.
I'm gonna read this while you're fixing it. I'm gonna read these other comments.
Okay.
Redeeming said we need to hold everyone accountability regardless of statutes of limitations expired. Yeah, that's why I don't agree with this whole hearsay law. He said, she said, we said, we all did, we all didn't. I think that we need to start playing by the book. We were taught when we grew up, don't go around accusing people of things just because you heard it. If it happens to you and you see it and you can prove it, then I'll believe you. I don't want to hear people say that, because the media, exactly, here you go, searching for answers, West Virginia. Wanda, she said, because the media only tells us how they want to make us believe the way they do.
Boom.
And then Redeeming said, imagine that. And
Yep.
so that's kind of my whole point. It's the spin that they put on the cycle.
Yeah.
And then we all follow like a bunch of flocks of sheep. We're following this.
Mm-hmm.
We're following this. What was it? The one that played the fiddle and all the mice
Oh, you got to make me
followed him?
think.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of what I don't want to say the world, because I think only certain countries, but because there are other countries that I think actually have bigger fish to fry than worrying about paparazzi and politicians. But this is ridiculous. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Wanda, I've been saying it for years and years. Yep, I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is where, these are the type of podcasts I like doing, because it gets everybody involved and it gets the mind going and figuring out what's truth, what's not. Because obviously, ladies and gentlemen, just like Tammy hit on earlier, and I've said for quite some time too, ever since I started this anyways, that our government is not for us. Keep that in mind as we go along here tonight, guys. I'm telling the truth. The government is not for us. They don't care about us. Nobody does. We have to come up and dig our own research to find out what's real and what's not. Because again, our cops, our courts, our judges, anything government tied or has some type of a government entity, if you will, including our major news outlets, nobody is going to tell you the truth. Because I said it before, and I'll keep saying it until it etches in the back of your guys' mind. Truth does not sell. There's nothing positive out of that, believe it or not. So they'll hype it up and they'll give you drama, because that is where the money's at. Drama, lies, propaganda, stuff of that nature. That's what sells. Tammy, go ahead.
Well, so on the next one, it is a video, and then it plays the darn commercial, like your lives do, before you can play it. And so it's only a 2-minute, 8-second clip, but it's from ABC News Australia. So I kind of wanted to pull that one, because that one, and that one's called, in the subject line, I put it, this is how you guys can tell that we're live.
Yeah.
But
this makes it more realistic,
This says ABC Epstein in the subject line.
Okay, 1 second. I'm going to get the share screen back up, and then I want you to tell me which one it is, because I have it here. I just got to remember which one. I have so many things put up on my screen. So bear with me 1 second, Tammy.
Okay.
All right. So let's go ahead and do this. All right. Is it this one?
Good Lord, I can't read that, Jay.
That's okay. It's CNN.
No, that was the one that we just did. So it says ABC Epstein in the subject line.
Okay, 1 second.
It's going to be one of the first ones. It's like the thumbnail's the first one. Second one was the other one. That's P. Diddy.
Is it? We already did this one.
Yeah, that's CBS.
Okay, 1 second. I'm still looking for the one you sent me. I know I have it here.
It doesn't come in order, huh? If I send it to you right now, would you get it?
Yeah, in the chat. You're a mod, right?
Yeah, but I'm on a different phone. I'm not on the same phone, because I can't go in and out. It messes us up.
This is what happens.
Okay. Let me see if I can do something real quick that might work. We'll see.
I apologize for the mess up, guys. Just bear with me. This is why I do what I try to get this all ready. I know you sent it to me, but I put it all up in here, I thought.
Hang on a minute.
Well, while you're looking for that, let me go ahead and do a share screen, guys, real quick. 1 second here. Cynthia said, sadly, we are no longer home of the brave and land of the free. I know that's kind of scary. You hit that on the nail, Cynthia. Absolutely. It's kind of sad to hear that. Wanda said, "Drama sells, truth prevails. It's truly investigated the proper way." Yeah, absolutely. Yep, I totally agree, Wanda. Thank you. And Cynthia said, "Absolutely, Wanda. Absolutely." Send it
Where's
to me, and
the
I'll post it.
chat? Well, you've got it linked at the top of the show, but it's just
Okay,
not in
one
the right
second.
one. But I can read about it. I mean, it's just not going to
Okay, no,
have the.
no worries. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look for it. Just bear with me, Tammy. 1 second. I do apologize on the mishap, guys. Sometimes this stuff happens.
It's okay.
What was the title called again, Tammy? I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
So I
things
sent them
in.
in order of how to play them, but ABC Epstein is in the subject line.
Okay,
ABC Epstein.
I see it.
U.S.
ABC Epstein, U.S.
Yep.
court release list of people.
Yep. That's it.
Okay, I thought I had that up here.
And
Maybe
he
I didn't.
killed himself, guys, in 2019.
Okay, there it is.
2019.
Okay. All right, it's a video. We're going to play the video. So let me do the share screen real quick and allow. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and play this.
It's a who's who of global power and fame, including Prince Andrew, singer Michael Jackson, and magician David Copperfield, but not on a list they'd want to be part of. All named in legal documents as alleged associates of this man. Jeffrey Epstein was a billionaire financier who rubbed shoulders with high society and celebrities, but he was also a convicted sex offender. In 2019, he killed himself awaiting trial on
No, he
federal
didn't.
sex trafficking charges.
I don't
Today,
think he did either.
released hundreds of previously sealed documents relating to the court case of sex trafficking survivor, Australian woman Virginia Giuffre. Previously redacted details were revealed, including high profile figures. Former US President Bill Clinton's name comes up repeatedly. One young victim of Epstein recalled him telling her, "President Clinton likes them young," referring to girls. President Clinton has not been accused of anything illegal and previously denied any knowledge of Epstein's crimes. Former President Trump is named as well, but is also not accused of any crimes. There are still redactions in these documents, including a mystery politician. Some people are still fighting to keep their names hidden, while more documents are expected to be released in coming days. Jeffrey Epstein went to great efforts to cultivate powerful men, and being in his orbit does not make someone guilty by association, but many will be regretting ever getting close. Carrington Clark, ABC News, Washington.
Yeah, there you go. And what's your take on that, ladies and gentlemen? Very interesting.
I just want to know how many in the judicial system. Were there any Supreme Court judges? Were there any district federal court judges? I mean, like, I want to know. Inquiring minds would like to know how deep this really goes.
Yeah. Well, and again, I'm going to show that list here tonight for you guys' viewing and whoever else you want to add to the mix. And, I'm going to be totally honest with you. As you guys know, and you've been following me long enough, you guys know that I do what I can, anyways, to bring facts to the table and not lies or hype or something like that. The list I'm about to show you guys here tonight, I can't clarify until, obviously I do more research and whatnot. I can't clarify if this list is bona fide legit. So don't beat me up in the chat, guys, because again, it's coming from somebody else I follow. They sent me this list, and it's concerning. Even if it is not real, it is still concerning. So I know, right? Anyway, so let's go ahead and show you that list of people. It's very upsetting. And I'm going to get down to the details with that here right now. So here's that list. This is from my Twitter account. I don't know if you guys can see this. This is zoomed in as best I can. I will do my best so you guys can see this. Well, I follow her. Her name is Natalie Spencer on X or Twitter for some of you that don't know the difference. And she sent me the Epstein Island visitors list. This is visitors list, and you're going to be quite amazed at some of the names on here. And wouldn't you know it, right here, Joe Biden, our current president of the United States, also on this list. Imagine that.
Hey, is P. Diddy on there?
Well, I'm gonna I'm gonna read some of these. I'm gonna show you. And of course, this is a documentation. Obviously, it's real. It's written. Looks like it's written in pencil or ink. And it says here, the title description says Donald Trump is on Jeffrey Epstein's flight logs. That's a flight log. And the difference between this and this, obviously, are two different things. So don't start judging here on Trump. I'm just saying he was on the flight log. Okay. And then I guess you go here and you can go to the information you see here. And again, all credit goes to Natalie Spencer for sharing this with me. And I do appreciate it. So let me go ahead and let's do this one first. I don't think you guys are going to be able to see this because I can't zoom in on it any better than this. So I do apologize. Real quick, Adam Perry. You guys know who that is. He was on the visitors list. Akon, Al Gore, just to name a few from the A's. I'll do a few more. Albert Pinto.
Oh,
Alec
wait. We got it even better.
What's that?
We have not only Prince Andrew, we have Prince Charles. We have Quentin Tarantino on here.
Yeah.
We've got Orlando Bloom. Wow. I mean, guys, George Clooney.
Katy Perry, excuse me.
Hillary Clinton. She went in there with her husband.
Bruce Willis. Beyonce.
Goes on. Barack
Chris
Obama's
Tucker.
on there too. How funny. Bill Gates.
David Spade. Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. Ellen, you guys watched her show. I'm sure I do.
You'll see that in the P. Diddy stuff too. She actually has a video if you guys go check it out with
Jay-Z.
Imagine
that. Jay-Z was there. Yeah. I mean, that's just a select few. And then, of course, that was that list. Let me go ahead and show you this list. Again, I can't clarify if this is real, guys, but this is disgusting. We got Rihanna. Jay-Z again's on this one, too. You guys have all heard these names. Miley Cyrus. Shocking. Not me. Lady Gaga, of all people. Yeah. Justin Trudeau. I think I said that. Yeah. Keep going on here. Joe Biden. Yep. Jim Carrey. Shocking because I was a big fan of Jim Carrey. Hillary was there. Not just her husband, but Hillary was there too.
That's what I said. She always followed right along with him. He did a lot of stuff in Arkansas. There was some inappropriate stuff with him when he was governor in Arkansas.
Yeah.
So trust me. I mean, dirty is dirty. This is the funny thing, though. It's kind of funny that Barack Obama was on there. Right? Yeah. I mean, think about it. Every president's on there. How come? How come they're all on there? Tell me, please. Anybody in the chat?
Yeah.
Please tell me. What does that tell you? What does that tell you?
And again, it's amazing how these people get away with all of this shit and shove it under the rug. We don't ever get word of this or we'll ever see the list. But man, people sure like to point fingers at me, don't they?
Well, let me say this. You guys, most of y'all know about my husband and what I'm going through. Let me say this. These fathers that are getting jilted by these scorned women, these angry ex-wives and ex-girlfriends like we talked about last week on the show, these guys are getting, based on hearsay, not 5-10 year sentences. They're getting 25 years, 50 years. There
Yeah,
was
and
another guy that was going through the same thing as my husband, and because he didn't take a plea, they gave him 50 years, no parole. Do you hear me? 50 years, no parole. And he's like in his 40s or 50s, the guy was. So he'll
yeah,
never come out of prison.
yeah,
But
and
they
tell me
have
where
to
that
serve at least half of it, so he'll be
right,
like in his 70s.
right, and where is that fair?
Oh, it's not, but they're not self entitled white people. Sorry. No offense to anybody that's white in here. Sorry. Just saying.
but that
If you're poor white, if you're
no.
poor and you're white, if you're black, if you're Hispanic,
So
if you're a minority, you're screwed. Just
so
saying.
no. So Tammy, you hit that on the nail again. As I say, not to sound like a broken record, but that just goes to show you where we stand as a whole when it comes to people's finances and how much money you have in your pocket or your bank account. If you're completely rich, like these guys that I showed you on the list, nothing technically, from what I can see anyway so far, nothing will ever happen to you. Imagine that. Now, if you're poor, broke, or middle class, or something along that line, throw the book at you.
Oh yeah. You're done. You're done.
This
I
goes
mean,
to show you what money
it's
does to
the
people.
same crap all over again.
Yeah.
We have got to get
Thank you,
together,
Wanda.
guys. All my fellow advocates out there. Man, you guys don't know. I've been working my behind off. I have a dear friend that's out in the chat. She likes to remain kind of quiet and anonymous,
I get
but
it.
she is my right hand. She is my other half in my own personal stuff, and my nonprofit. But I'm telling you guys right now, I'm coming. And I want an army. So anybody that wants to get up there and fight with me and fight with Jay's my other right hand. I have two right hands, and that's all right. That's how we roll.
I got two. Yeah.
We're gonna keep going. But I mean, like, listen, we have to do it. I was talking to two 78-year-old people at the laundromat the other day who were very wealthy. They were washing some bedding that they didn't want to wash at home.
Right on.
And being me, being who
You,
I am,
you meet some
I
good
had to
people
give
out
them
in
the
public.
spill. I had to give them the spill about what prison is like and what they're doing to people and what they're saying. And so I whipped out my phone and I started showing them. And I said, of the 109 prisons in Texas, only 30 of them have AC. Listen, guys, strike up a conversation in the grocery store line.
There you
Strike
go.
up a conversation at the convenience store, at the gas pump. Does
Yes.
not matter, because through
Word of
spreading
mouth.
the word, there's more of us than there are them. We have got to stop these judges. We've got to stop the corruption, because we're ruining our children. We're ruining the future
Correct,
of this
Cynthia.
country. We have to stop it.
Yeah. It's funny you hit that too, right where it needs to be hit, because these people, when you talk to people out in public, a lot more stuff in a sense can happen than doing these podcasts, believe it or not. Unfortunately, word of mouth and being in public and doing eye-to-eye contact is so much more, I guess, in a sense, better than what we're doing here. Not saying this is bad, because it can start moving mountains, believe it or not. You can do it.
A movement.
This can get big. And again, Tammy, I know I've already said this too many times, but I'll say it again for the live so everybody else can know how appreciative I am of you and all your hard work and what you're about to do. This is almost complete. You almost got your 501. What is it? 501c34. Is that how you say it?
Sorry. 5013C4.
Okay,
so what
close.
That's going to do for all of us is that we're going to be able to join.
You almost got it.
I want to somehow. I'm going to hook up with you. We're going to get a specific group for what you go through, and a lot of other mothers that are in Texas. We're going to make it happen. I'm going to push what they allow over here. Jay, I was pissed today. I'm just going to tell you. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to tell you.
Fair enough.
I'm going to make it quick. I'm going to try. I ordered 2 fans. I'm sure Cynthia can sympathize. I ordered 2 fans for Rick.
Well, good.
Guess what happened? Last week, I called about the fans. Where are the fans? Where are the fans? And she was like, you're going to have to call back on Friday. The lady that handles it, she's not here. I said, what do you mean? There's nobody else? And they were like, yeah, well, yeah, she's only one. One lady for the whole damn state to do fans, first of
Are
all.
you serious?
I'm
Wow.
serious. Second of all, so I call on Friday, talk to the lady. She says, oh, yeah, they'll be there Tuesday. He can get them Tuesday after the holiday. And it's all it is them sending an email over to the prison to tell them, hey, they're paid for. I got her money orders. They're paid for.
Oh,
So
geez.
Tuesday comes, he doesn't get them. He's told that there are none on the list. So I called the lady this morning because she wasn't around yesterday.
Oh, wow.
And she said, go tell him to go over there. They're there. I'll call right now and I'll take care of it. I said, okay, thank you very much. And then I said the Selly too, because, I talked to his mother. She bought him one. So I want him to have 3 fans in the cell if that's what it takes. So I go over there and I tell him. So guess what happens? Rick goes over commissary. Guess what? Head honcho over there is like, oh no, there's only 1 fan here.
What
I was
in the hell?
I'm gonna really lose it. So I call up to the unit. He's in Vito, and I'm like, hey, who do I talk to? I said, is the mailroom gone? And she's like, well, what do you need with the mail? I said, look, I bought my husband 2 fans, and I took a screenshot, and I said I got that. I got pictures of the money orders and the order form of the postal money orders that I mailed out, plus the envelope they were sent in that's stamped. I said, so I have all of that. I said, so what in the world? And so I told Rick, I said, you know what? I'll call in the morning. I was just like, are you shitting me though? I mean, like, what in the world?
Unbelievable.
They rob you blind because you have to buy fans because they
Yeah.
don't want to install the ACs that are sitting out of some of. I found out the ACs. Some of the ACs are sitting outside of the buildings, and they're not even connected. For crying out loud!
This
You know
stuff
how
gives
many electricians are probably incarcerated?
this stuff
They
gives
could
me a
hook up
headache.
the damn fans. I mean the ACs.
Wow.
We might dip into
Unbelievable.
their fan expenditure because the fans are $23 a piece.
Well, that's a little steep, my personal opinion, and it's made out of
Yeah.
plastic, and they're not really that good. They don't really push the air around like they should. But anyways, I know exactly what you're talking about. Man, oh man, oh my
Anyway,
gosh.
so that's why I was pissed before the show. Sorry, guys. Let's get
Oh.
back on this topic. Let's get
Yeah,
back
no,
on
I agree. But let me speak on this real quick. Again, if there is, besides what Tammy's going through, any southern state out here that's got AC problems and you guys are aware of it and all of that, do know this. If I have to, I'll do a podcast on and bring you up and whatever I have to do to make this, bring this awareness and make this loud and clear. If, again, somebody inside prison is dealing with some type of heat-related problem, that's an 8th Amendment violation under our Constitution, and you and everybody else can sue for this. So just keep that in mind as we go along here about this and ever so much other crap. Again, it's inhumane. People are dying in prison for heat-related issues, and it's not on their JNS. It doesn't say when you get sentenced, you're not supposed to die in prison either. So again, it's strictly a violation, nonetheless. And I need you guys to file. Again, the taxpayers are eventually going to wake up and say, "I'm done paying all these extra taxes and mistakes for things that doesn't need to happen." We need to stand up and get some things changed and bring some AC into these units out here. I'm so sick and tired every year to talk about this. But anyway, sorry, Tam, I had to say that.
I also have, if any of you have loved ones out of state or here, once I get my nonprofit up, the website finished, me and my best friend Shell, we're working on it right now. Once I get it up, I will have a page that you guys will be able to go on to. It will link to Jay. We'll link to his merch, but I also will have a donation button that you will have access. I am not a lawyer. I do not offer legal advice, but I will tell you this. There will be plenty of forms, petitions, motions, things that you would need to self-represent.
Yes,
And
there you go.
it will
Thank
be
you.
a very minimal donation fee. I'm thinking like $10 is what my price point is, what I'm thinking right now.
That's fair.
To go in and take whatever form you need and download it or get it sent from us. We've got AI on there too, chatbot and everything. So
We're gonna make this big, and we're gonna make it epic, and we're gonna bring
we're
some
gonna help
change.
you guys. We're gonna help our people.
I can't wait. I'm
Because we got
excited.
to raise up. I'm getting tired of this. We can't.
I'm
Yeah,
getting
they suffer. Like Wanda said this. She said they like playing mental games with people, shaking my effing head. It's ridiculous what they put these guys through that causes them to be upset with a loved one, thinking they might have lied to them about ordering them.
Yeah, they probably
Yeah,
just
they
pocket.
do it to the
Yeah.
women too. The
Yep.
women don't have AC either, Wanda, in Texas. And then they suffer the heat in the summer and freeze in the winter. Yep, they sure do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Spot the heck on. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for your chat. And again, I appreciate Tammy for doing what she's doing, because again, if it wasn't for her getting things moved, I don't know where we'd be. But nonetheless, I do appreciate Tammy's hard work. We're going to make this happen, guys. Things are in the works, and I'm excited where this is going. We're going to help these people and not just talk about it. So thank you, Tammy, for that.
Okay,
All right.
hey, there's one I want you to hit real good on here. Are you ready?
Yeah, tell me which one it is.
See if you can find the one on P. Diddy. It says this was put on by Celeb Lounge. It's something about a prosecutor exposing some stuff.
Okay, let me see if I can find
it. It says CNN leaks ex-federal prosecutor exposing.
This one right here. Oops, where did it go? CNN leaks ex-federal prosecutor exposing P. Diddy on the ground play. Okay, we'll play this one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, bear with us. We're going to play this video in its entirety and put your guys' comments in the chat. Here we go. Let me know if you guys can hear it and all that fun jazz too.
Hey everybody, I'm Ari from Accessibility.
Oops, hold on.
But yes, I'm not afraid of clowns.
But I heard that you were.
And it's a long one, so we may have to go through, but listen. Ellen was in the other one. Ellen's in this one.
Yep, Ellen's also on the list.
You understand that all of this is interconnected? If you go to the P. Diddy people and you see the P. Diddy people and who they hung out with on the political side of things,
yeah, imagine
all of those rich MFers hang out together. Just letting you guys know.
Yeah, and this lady right here is Ellen. Her name's Ellen, and she's on the list too. Imagine that.
Yeah, go look up her video, her apology video on TikTok where she's crying.
Yeah.
About being accused of messing with some certain people.
Yeah. Not cool. I lost all respect for these people.
Oh, you want to play?
Okay, so in case any of y'all got your drink sparked by Diddy and you may have forgotten, Cassie Ventura was the first person who publicly went up against Diddy in November 2023.
Uh-oh.
Now, she alleged that her ex of almost 11 years had emotionally, physically, and sexually assaulted her. Now, Diddy, of course, denied every claim.
You think this meeting is for me? No, this meeting is not for me, it's for y'all. See, I'm gonna be all right. I'm straight. I got villas in Brazil, Tahiti, East Hampton, West Hampton. Sergio gonna be fine. Fuck a recession. I own 20 Kookaroos. I own 21 Kookaroos. Y'all don't own one Kookaroo. Not one. Not one. Y'all are fucked. You are fucked.
Good Lord.
Come up with some brilliant ideas right now.
This is why I stopped.
This is entertainment purposes only, guys.
You should
This is
too.
the crap that gets me in
Another
trouble.
dime on Amazon.
Say again there, Tammy.
I said this is the crap that gets me in trouble watching this stuff because I know. Like it's a web of lies is what my friend Shell said. She's watching, but she said it's like a web of lies, and that reminds me of some stuff from someone else that told me that. But it's all interconnected. It's all been
all this is
by
connected
the same spider.
Correct.
But now, here's the thing. There's now new video evidence that denounces any and all credibility that Diddy once had.
The sexual assault that was endemic to the music industry and the movie industries was accepted as the casting couch, essentially, that was just the price of admission, that you would have to give up your body in order to get entree into these different, the in crowd, essentially, to make it. And we are not accepting that anymore as a society. And so I think that has been a major change here. And I think also another change is that the social media presence that did not exist in the 90s, the 2000s, and the 2010s until we had the advent of Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, other forms
Told ya.
of media.
Yeah.
Celebrities could really hide their misbehavior. They could have someone sign an NDA, pay them off, and there was really nowhere for that person to go. Someone like Diddy, they could kill a story, or Harvey Weinstein. They could kill a story even if a person goes directly to the media. But now someone doesn't need to go to the media. They can just post on Instagram or Twitter, file a lawsuit, and then have their attorney post that lawsuit to social media and send it to everyone with a trigger warning on it. And then it becomes viral in and of itself, and people can read it for themselves. There's online access to court documents now, so we can all go and look, especially when they're federally filed. If you have a Pacer account, you can just go and look and see what's being charged in that lawsuit. So that's the big difference. There's just no longer that barrier to entry to the mainstream media that there used to be. And so he can't hide behind his money because everyone has equal access to him.
So Cassie claimed that Diddy would force her to do sexually explicit things that she didn't want to. And when she refused, he would abuse her to get his way. And that's just pretty horrible and terrible, right?
Just with this Cassie thing, I didn't know her, but I knew somebody like her, and that was Kim Porter. I didn't know Cassie, but I knew somebody who was going through the same thing she was going through, and that was Kim Porter. So people ask me, and they send me clips of Cassie, I guess it's an affidavit to the courts, of what she experienced. And it's like, it was the same thing Kim was going through. The same thing, bro. Kim was going through the same thing. The beatings, you know what I'm saying? Like
Do you want me to keep going, Tammy, or you want me to go to something different?
No, we don't have to. Maybe go towards the end of it and let's just hear the ending. Like,
All right.
fast forward
All
it
right.
if you can.
Okay, and keep in mind, guys, this is in my description. If you guys want to watch the whole thing,
You guys can watch it. It's all very interesting. It all ties in together.
Where should I go off at? Let's see.
Just go to the very,
How about
last
this?
little bit. Yep.
we
Let's
go
see
over
what
it.
Anderson has to say.
All right, guys, we're gonna play this. Come on. Stupid commercials. Got to get their money.
It's okay. I don't know. This is a fun tidbit. I don't know if y'all all know, but Anderson Cooper's mother was Gloria Vanderbilt.
Oh, good info. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Suarez is outside of his Miami home for us. So what more do you know about what's behind these searches?
Well, Anderson, a law enforcement source tells my colleague, Josh Campbell, that these search warrant activities at both of Combs' homes are related to an ongoing sex trafficking investigation.
Uh-oh.
Would not say whether Combs is the target of this investigation, citing the sensitivity of the investigation itself. Now, agents with Homeland Security raided 2 homes belonging to Combs, one here in Miami Beach, the other in Los Angeles. The property here in Miami Beach is an 11,000 square foot property. And late tonight, we saw agents walking out of this house.
Must be nice.
Carrying a cardboard box as well as several bags from the second story of the property out here. Now, agents in Los Angeles could be walking around Combs' house there. They were processing the scene there and could be seen taking notes on a table there. Now, an official with Homeland Security here in Miami tells me that the raid that took place here happened a little bit after 3 o'clock this afternoon. And a neighbor tells me that about 30 to 40 law enforcement officers showed up to the house out here and carried out this search warrant. Again, Anderson, late worded tonight from a law enforcement source who tells my colleague Josh Campbell that these search warrants that were executed is in connection with a sex trafficking investigation. However, the source would not say whether Combs himself is the target of the investigation.
Yeah, he's cooked.
Combs commented on the searches.
Yeah, so we have reached out to representatives of Combs. However, we have not heard back. Again, all of this played out here around 3 o'clock this afternoon. Almost immediately, we were trying to get some details of exactly what was taking place, not only here in Miami and Los Angeles, but as of this late hour, we have not heard from any of Combs' representatives about the raid at either of his properties or the.
But it's all good, baby. Don't worry. Former prosecutors claimed that the video is enough to go further with the other cases lined up against it. This dude ain't getting away with nothing anymore.
And there you guys go. So Tammy, real quick before we get out of this, what's your take on that?
I just think it's hilarious. Like, I mean, it just goes to show, even when
Hey, Trey.
money is coming, which gives me even more power and more up behind
Hold on a
me.
second.
If you also,
1 second, Tim. I got something playing in the background. I don't know where that is coming
Uh-oh.
from. Hold on. 1 second, guys. Okay, I fixed it. God, I'm having one heck of a night tonight.
it's okay.
Go ahead, Tim.
So my whole thing is, think about it this way. It's kind of funny that money seems to be a target now because it's
Yeah.
the black folks. But when it's the white folks, we don't want to hit that kind of money, the political power and the money. But because they have mutual
Joe.
friends, because they all hang out together,
Mhm.
that's where the truth comes out. And what have
Yeah.
I told you guys over and over and over again? You follow the money, you
Mhm.
follow the sex, you follow
You'd be amazed what the heck you follow.
and guess what? You're gonna find the truth.
It's amazing how the money. It's amazing how the truth is hidden behind the money.
It is.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
But what does
That's
it say in
sad.
the Bible, Jay, about money?
Money's the root of all evil.
Exactly. That's why all of us people down here in the working class and some that are in poverty and things like that, that's why, I would rather go sit around a campfire with a bunch of homeless people than I would hang out with a bunch of millionaires.
Oh, I agree. Absolutely. I'd rather hang out with my
I'm
local.
gonna find more. I'm gonna find more substance in those people
Joe hit
and
that right.
quality in those people than I ever will
Thank you, Joe.
in the others. And I'm sorry to say that, to be mean like that. There are some wealthy people that are good, that do good and do things for people and really want to change the world. But you notice Bill Gates' name was on that list too, by the way. I mean, just throwing it out there, guys.
Yeah. No, it's so true. And what's going on, Trey? Thank you so much for being here. It's funny. Trey's in here tonight. Thank you, Trey, for being here. I want to read a comment. Where did it go? It was really funny. Right here, my good friend Joe, who popped in just a few minutes ago. Welcome, Joe, anyways. He said this: beyond cooked. He's Thanksgiving deep fried turkey turned home fry type cooked. I mean, that is so true. I mean, P. Diddy he's done. He's cooked. Absolutely. Pull him out of the oven.
As he goes in cooked, let me tell you what he's gonna do. Because he don't give a shit now.
Nope.
And he's pissed, and everybody's raped him over the coals.
So now guess what he's gonna do?
He's telling it all. He's snitching. He don't care.
Oh, he don't got nothing to live for now.
He's done. He knows he's done, so he has nothing.
Now he's gonna rat. He's gonna rat on everybody.
Yep, everybody's going down. But what they'll do is they'll cover up who they want to protect. But the problem with this is it's gotten so big and so out of hand from Oh, I'm not saying he's not a sicko. I mean, like, look, they're all sickos to a
Yeah, I
degree.
agree. I agree, Indian.
But with saying that, our whole country was founded on some really sick crap. And look at the Roman days. And look at times going back. Just keep on going and keep on going and keep on going.
Mhm.
Because I'll tell you what, we have fed them all for years and centuries on the backs of the slaves, on the back of the broken, on the
Absolutely.
back of everything. And until we all stand up and say, you know what? Get down here and dig the ditches yourself. I'm
Mm,
not doing it anymore.
preach.
Here's your shovel. Kiss my ass. You get started digging. You
Yeah.
plant the seeds. You harvest the crops. Because you know what? That's what they do to them here in Texas. And they don't
Mhm.
pay them like they do in Georgia and Alabama and some of these other states. They're
Yeah.
slaves here. That's all
Yeah.
it is. It's modern day slavery.
Mhm.
Yeah, they admit it. They screwed up, Indian. I agree with you totally. But what purpose did their incarceration really help? Wouldn't it have been better to have them out there telling their stories and preventing other kids from going
Mhm.
down the same path they had? That's the problem. We're not about rehabilitation. We're about ostracizing and enslaving people.
Yeah, there's
That's
that
why
word.
it's
Yes.
such a big industry. Enslavement. It's
Mhm.
enslavement.
Yeah. It's they do this to us, and the word slaving. The reason why they do this to us is because they don't want to do it themselves. They want us to do all the hard work for pennies on the dollar, while they sit back and watch. It's
If
too late. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and for all of those that don't know, or might be new in here and stuff like that, or have missed the shows in the past, if you go back and look at some of Jay's older shows and stuff like that, Alabama, everybody's got all eyes on Alabama right now. Two major cases, and then there's a major class action suit here in Texas. Okay,
Yeah.
so the ones in Alabama are concerning not releasing people off of parole who are out working in the public already. They're
Wow.
making your hamburgers, they're making your burritos, they're making
Yep.
your fried chicken
For pennies on the dollar.
Taco Bell, KFC, places like that. And they're only making $2.15 an hour, and the state of Alabama is keeping the other $5 to $6. Sometimes 8, 9, depending on if they've worked up to management. And they're not releasing them off of parole because they're making too much money off of them. They
Yeah.
are safe enough to go out and work in the public, but they're not safe enough to be out in the public.
Imagine
How much
that.
friggin' sense does that make? Absolutely zero to me.
None to me.
It's crazy, right, Jay? It's crazy.
Well,
It's just nuts.
you're talking to somebody who's got some common sense, for crying out loud, and you do.
You sure
Yeah.
you don't rattle and roll over there like the
Oh man, yeah. I sometimes I lose sleep over this drama. It gets me so stressed out because again, guys, I wear, like Tammy. I'm assuming we wear our hearts on our sleeves, and this stuff really hurts me. It bothers me, and I wish I had the magic stick to just go twing, and it's all changed. Right, Tammy?
Oh yeah, well, my magic stick would probably do different things besides swing, but
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
pretty
Yeah.
much. Because I'm done. I am so done with the corruption, the nonsense. I was really thinking about it. It's like, how much does it really cost the state? Okay, and so the
Yeah.
other case, I got off track. The other case in Alabama is about organs. So the University of Birmingham has been getting organs, and now the students even there are protesting against the state because they didn't know that the medical students there didn't know that they were harvesting organs out of bodies of prisoners without the family's permission, without the prisoner's permission, and they were taking those organs and dissecting them and doing things with people's loved ones without permission.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they did it without consent.
Yeah, there was no consent given. So there's that class action suit now.
I hope they win.
and then by the way, the wardens were being given the decision to which bodies to donate. It was not even the it wasn't even that. And Wanda said she'd make her magic stick go boom.
Thank you, Wanda.
And then the class action suit in Texas is over the AC. So there's a women's advocacy group called Lioness, and there's a men's advocacy group. I do not know the name of it off the top of my head. I'm so sorry. And they have joined forces. 2 advocacy groups, one women's, one men's, have joined forces together, and they took and filed a class action suit against the state of Texas because we were given $85 million to put ACs in the prisons, and they have not done that. They're taking their sweet ass time. They're buying cooling beds and all kinds of nonsense that makes no sense to me, because if you just put the damn ACs in, you wouldn't need all that other nonsense. And
again,
my taxpayer money.
And again, there's more proof right there in the pudding, ladies and gentlemen, that our money's not going for what it's supposed to go for.
So now they're going to pay a lot more when the lawsuit happens.
That's what they call double dipping.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Indian said USA won't exist in 50 years since Texas and California want to secede. Florida want to secede it. Hawaii and Alaska want to secede. Even southern states want to secede. Yeah, because so they can enslave more people. Don't come here. If you're a minority, just don't come visit.
They're already coming in. They're already coming in here.
Cynthia.
Yeah.
With Marcy.
They're already coming in here illegal, so they're already here, and we're paying for it.
Yeah.
The southern border down there.
Well, this is a whole thing that really is really sad. Like, my grandmother was from Mexico. Yeah. And Mexico owned Texas. We stole it from them. We stole it from Mexico. It was theirs.
That's crazy.
It's like we stole all the other land from the indigenous people. Some people that are they're not even African American, they're indigenous people that were black that lived here before the ones that they brought over on boats against their will.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff, but we just weren't taught history. We weren't educated. We didn't get to learn the things we really needed to learn.
Well, and yes, I hit that on I said that before too. I mean, back in my school days, education, education was, meaningful, I guess, in a sense, back in my school day, your school day. Schools today, you don't learn anything.
Wanda, you need to come up here. That's hilarious. She said, I don't like double dippers. It's unsanitary.
Yeah, no kidding. If she wants to come up on the live panel for the next, whatever, because I've already went over my time, but I don't care. I mean, I'm going to make it to work.
We're too much. We're all
This
too
is
much.
great. This is how we grow, though, and this is how we get bigger. I mean, if she wants to come up here and chit chat and shoot the bull with us, go right ahead. You're more than welcome to that. More than welcome to, Wanda. Anyways, I'm looking at. I want to do a live screen again, and I'm going to pull it up. And it's actually, I don't know if you have it. It's called the Independent News thing that you sent me.
Okay.
Remember that? I'm gonna. I want the fans and the viewers to see this real quick. So let's go to that real quick, guys. Bear with me real quick.
Okay, and while you're doing that, I'm going to read something that Shell sent me, which is great. Hi, Curtis. Nice to see you here.
Hey, Curtis. Good to see you.
Via the transatlantic slave trade route, Louisiana and Texas had the largest ports. That's why we stole it from Mexico. We wanted all that, the ports. We wanted the ports to bring the industry in and bring the slaves in. After we committed genocide against the indigenous people that lived here already.
Yeah. And don't worry about it, Curtis. You're not late. I'm going to go over my time limit again tonight, so it is what it is. But welcome in, Curtis. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Anyways, I'm getting some of this information now, guys. All credit, everything that you guys are seeing on this podcast tonight, all the credit and whatnot goes to these people that put this information up. I'm not taking a dang ounce of any of this credit. This is coming from the website called Independent. I believe that's what it's called. And you guys
Yeah,
get
it's
that.
the Independent. It's a
Yeah, you guys, it's in
like
the
a paper.
description. You guys can check it out. But anyways, guys, here's the title of this thing, and look at this. It says, "What are the latest allegations made against Sean Diddy Combs?" So let's go ahead and read some of this, guys, and you guys will be amazed and probably shocked. Let me get rid of this so you guys can see this better. And I don't know why this is popping up. I can't do nothing with the ad, so bear with me. It says this, guys, right here. I'll highlight it. As you guys know, Sean Diddy Combs, a rapper and music mogul, credited with helping launch the careers of some of the biggest stars in recent years, is now facing multiple civil lawsuits accusing him of sex trafficking, sexual abuse, and rape. All right. And that's what we're talking about. Not just this, but we're also talking about Epstein stuff, which also I believe, has ties to this. Anyways, carry on. Here's this, guys, real quick, and I'll do this, and then we'll move on. Combs, formerly known as Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, and host of other names, has undergone a myriad of what's that word? Revenations since the start of his career, but has since entered a new and unwelcome era. So, obviously, guys, he's dealing with a lot of legal stuff now. It says here, federal agents and U.S. Homeland Security raided 2 of the rapper's houses in Los Angeles. Must be nice to have something like that. 2 of them on top of that. Anyways, in Miami on 25 March, as he faces a string of varying accusations. Scary, 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 guys. Again, this stuff's in there. You guys can read these stuff in your own viewing time if you want. That's just crazy. What's your take on some of this, Tammy?
It just, like I said, you can hide behind money for so long, but because
Money can't buy everything.
These people have, it's kind of like they thought they were above the law and untouchable, kind of like, reminds me during the Watts riots in LA.
Yeah.
People got enough. We are fed up. We are fed up watching innocent people, be ruined by people that think that they're untouchable and that they think they're above the law. And if I was a judge, if I was a prosecutor, if I was a public pretender and a soon to be another public pretender DA that's going to turn public pretender, because that's how it always rolls. If I was any of those people, I would start really, really thinking very highly about the decisions that I roll down in prosecuting innocent people, because the rest of us out here in the free world, we're tired of it, and we're going to start exposing these judges, these prosecutors. I'm telling you right now, with God behind me and God's army and everybody that I know and I've met on this journey, I am going to start bringing people together for a common cause. We need the truth of these cases to come out. We need people to understand you are only one step away from being behind bars. 95 to 98% plea rate for criminal cases is absolutely terrifying. If that does not scare you, folks, you really, really, I really highly suggest you go research these things, because the direction that this is headed, everybody's going to be incarcerated. I mean, that's just exactly how it's going to be. We're all going to be enslaved to a system that they're dividing us more and more every day. If it's not by race, it's by money. I just got 2 notices today. One from my electric company, one from my internet company, that they're hiking up rates. And then I got
Imagine that.
another one 3 days ago from T-Mobile saying that they're going to go up $5 per phone on my phone plan. Well, when you got 4 phones on your 4 phone plan, you got 4 different people. That's $20 a month. That $20 a month, well, they hiked up the gas. They hiked up the groceries. The groceries just went up again. I don't know if y'all have noticed. All of the meat has gone up again.
Yeah, and who do you blame for that?
I'm a penny pincher. So I notice these things. They may seem like little 5 cents, 10 cents here, but then when you check out at the grocery store and you're paying $100 more for the whole basket, that's $100 that could have went towards your light bill, or
Yeah.
your gas bill, or your whatever bill, your insurance. But everything is going up again across the board.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing it on purpose. They want to divide. They want rich and poor, and that's it. They do not want a middle class. They do
Right.
not want to see these entrepreneurs out here on TikTok. The big
Right.
shutdown behind TikTok is wanting us to get rid of the entrepreneurs that are making all this money now.
Mm-hmm.
People got smart, found a different way, a workaround. These younger kids, they're learning. They're learning how to work around it. We have got to get together, all of us. We have to do, all peoples, Christians,
Yeah.
Jews, lower class, all things not recognized
Well,
or
and,
valued by the progressives,
right,
Asians,
and
all of it.
yep, and you've heard me
said.
And you've heard me say this too before, Tammy, that the reason why this is all going on is because they don't want us to know this information. They're actually intimidated, scared over us. Big people like the rich and the government. People don't want us to have this info.
I'm just gonna tell you guys, this is just like America is the youngest country of the superpowers.
They're afraid
the
of us.
youngest one.
Yep.
But they're not anymore because we have a joke for a president. Sorry, did I say that
We
out
do.
loud
You're
on
absolutely
podcast?
correct.
Oh, oops. Sorry.
That's okay. No, that's okay.
Anyway, so here's the thing. We're Rome all over again, and we didn't learn from our past.
Mhm.
We have not learned over and over and over again. But listen, we are not the minority here. We're the ones running for the minority. We're doing the
Mhm.
dirty work. I'm going to say it. Will we get dinged if I say a bad word? Yeah, we will. We are all the female dogs for the rich.
Yeah.
You understand? That's what they look at us like. That's what we are.
Yep.
Those 1%ers are kicking us in the teeth. And I'm not being mean. I'm not saying there are not good people in some of this, but I'll tell you what. We have to get together. We have to wrap our minds around being a society of peoples, to bring ourselves together.
Mm-hmm.
Bring ourselves together, unify, and use the system the way it's used us. We have
Right.
to stop tolerating, well, that's just how it is, or that's just what happens.
Oh, I love to hear that all the time. Oh, this is how it is.
And you do the crime, you do the time. You know what? The problem I have with that is, show me a list where nobody that's been convicted of a death sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Show me a list where nobody that's been convicted of a death sentence has been killed innocently. Show me where there's not a cop that hasn't done something wrong against the law. Show me a
Wow.
judge that hasn't been convicted himself or
Yeah.
herself. Show
Yeah.
me a politician that hasn't committed crimes.
Oh, yeah.
Show me a president that hasn't committed crimes. When you
Absolutely.
can show me every bit of that, then I'll say, okay, I bowed down, you're right.
Yeah.
Not
And-
going to happen.
No, and you're on fire tonight, Tammy. Thank you so much for your energy. I love it. Look
I'm
at Cynthia.
mad.
I know, but I
They
love
took
it.
his
I love
fan.
it. We need more of it.
His fan.
And look at Cynthia's comment. Cynthia said this. I just got off the phone with my son. Okay. He said everything on the commissary list just went up again. So they just raised the prices again on commissary, or better known in some states called the canteen. Unreal. Sorry, Cynthia. That sucks. Yeah, even Wanda said it did here as well. Wow.
So 1 to 3% of top dogs, this is what Shell said to me. She sent it to me. 1 to 3% of top dogs rule the world. So we need to be a grassroots campaign.
Yeah,
we need to bring everybody aboard. Listen, we have more people. 1 in 3 people is incarcerated. How much is that as the voting population?
Yeah. Well,
how many of us have brothers, sisters, daughters, sons, moms, dads, uncles, aunts, husbands, children? That's our loved ones in there.
Yeah, and it doesn't affect them, but it will only affect them if it happens to them. So that's the reason why we get all this hate in that same comment you said earlier. It's not affecting them, but if you're a taxpayer, it is affecting you. You see what I'm saying? Because you're paying for this stuff. You're paying for their mistakes. You're paying for their lawsuits.
Indian, I respect you, man, very much. But I will say this. There's lots of them that don't. My father was a cop, and it disgusted him that it took 3 or 4 cop cars to pull over 1 or 2 people because they're so stupid. It's ridiculous. It's a training. They hire people that shouldn't be cops sometimes.
I
agree. It causes the good few a lot of trouble. There's a lot of racism. There's a lot of division. There's a lot of really terrible, terrible things. And so, yes, I do respect the fact that you said that, but I don't wholeheartedly agree because the few that get caught are only a quarter of what is wrong with the police force. And I do not knock good police officers because there are a lot of them out there. But there's a lot of bad seeds and there's a lot of bad apples with a lot of bad roots. And they grow.
And keep in mind, the bad cops get the good cops killed.
They sure do. And they get their families killed. And they cause a lot of strife and they cause, look at, all I got to do is say what state. Come on, Jay. Come on, your home place.
Washington.
Look at what happened there. And that's all we need to say.
Yeah.
That's all we need to say.
It's all over the place, though. I mean, first thing, what we need to do is not just start with the cop situation and the bad cops. We need to get rid of qualified immunity. That's where I'm at with it.
Qualified immunity needs to go. The hearsay law and the registry, they all need to go because they have been proven ineffective. It's not working. The prisons are ineffective. Hey, Orphan, nice to see you.
Hey, Orphan Annie. Good to see you.
They all need to go. If it's not working, and it's not, and I love you, Shell. This one goes out to you. If you're not going to be a part of the solution, you're a part of the problem. Get the hell out of the way and make room for us, because I'm coming. I'm coming, and we're making changes. Jay's coming. We're all coming. Y'all better get ready, because
you guys have you people have sit on your high horse long enough.
I want all these priests and these bishops and these
we're gonna come.
Step up. I'm making calls to you right now. All of you that attend church, go to your deacons, go to your pastors, go to your priests, go to your bishops. Tell them. We want them to stand up for their people.
Hi, Rose.
It's fine.
Yeah, and if I may, Rose hit a good thing too in the comment section, guys. If you can't see it, I'll read it here. It's up on the screen. Rose said this, and thank you so much, Rose, for being here. I appreciate you. More than you know. Anyways, get rid of the registry. Absolutely, not evidence-based. Simply more punishment. Yeah, because again, just with what she said there. If we get rid of things that are obviously with evidence proven that's not working, then I think things to a certain extent will be better. We get rid of stuff that's not working, causes more problems, then we won't really have a lot of issues. Again, qualified immunity. If you guys don't know what that is, short but sweet. Qualified immunity is basically like an insurance plan or a policy. What it does, it protects the cops from anybody, public-wise or taxpayer-wise, going after them and their personal stuff. So the taxpayers are stuck paying for a cop's mistake when it should be the other way around. if you get my drift. So qualifying immunity, it needs to go. So yeah, Orphan said, prime example, Karen Reed case has lots of holes. What's that, Tammy?
What did she say now?
Orphan Annie said, prime example, Karen Reed case has lots of holes. Yeah.
Yes, and Orphan said right now. Oh yeah, that's one of my songs. Wanda, move, blank, get out the way.
Yeah, move, beat, get out of the way. Yeah, that's a good song.
And then Annie said, churches are not working either. They do not ease suffering or solve things like homelessness. No,
Nope,
let me
but
tell you a story.
they can sure pocket the money though. Yep.
I'm gonna get real personal now. You guys know I do this from time to time because I can't.
It's okay, we got time. I'll go as long as I have to. I don't care anymore.
Well, 7 o'clock in the morning comes early, but no. I'm
Okay,
just kidding.
fair enough.
No, I'm just kidding. So because I'm dumb sometimes and I make dumb decisions because I'm a human being, it happens more often than any of y'all know. But anyway, because I try to have faith in people and think the good things about people. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry that my dog is barking in the background outside, guys.
Yeah, you're fired. I'm kidding.
No, he's fired.
Yeah, he's fired.
He's terrible. I'm so sorry, guys. But anyway, long story short, I was homeless for a period of time due to being married for 13 years, and my husband decided he was going to have a midlife crisis and leave me for a 19-year-old. I was 43. And I lost everything.
And they're done that.
And nobody wanted to hire a 43-year-old housewife, guys. Just they didn't want to, because I'd worked for myself for quite a while. Yeah. And so anyway, I go to this food pantry run by a church, and I was turned away for any groceries because I didn't have a home. I had no residential address, so they
Me too, Orphan. Food. Me too. Go ahead, Tim.
They would not give me any food because I did not have a home. A food pantry, guys. I am telling you right now, folks, we have to do something now. We can't wait 2 years from now, or we'll get it all the ducks in a row. We don't have that kind of time left. Every day is one more day drug out of not reacting and doing something. Every day is letting them get over us one more time. Mm-hmm. We have to step up, and we have to inspire society with shared vision. That's what Shell said. Her words, not mine, but I agree with her. We have to come together, and that's why she is my friend, and she's my best friend, but that's why, because we think alike. This isn't about me. This isn't about my husband. It's about humanity.
It's about us, we the people. Yeah.
Well, we the people all need to get inspired, guys. I'm inspiring y'all. I'm lighting a hot stone under your
Yeah, no kidding.
Let's go,
how long
guys.
Can you sit there?
Let's go. Let's go.
I already feel it. Hey, you lit the fire under my pants. I'm already feeling it.
Rick said to tell everybody hi. He was like, he says, that sounds really interesting. I want to know what happens on the podcast tonight.
Yeah, well, tell him we said hi, and we're rooting for him, and we got his back, and we support him 100%. So he's in good hands. Anyways, Wanda said this: I've been homeless twice since losing my son. I'm so sorry, Wanda. I know exactly in a sense what you're going through. So, but look, again, I know you're going through a tough situation, but as you know, and I hope you know, we got your back. So you're not alone. Wanda said, and when you're homeless, it's even harder to get. Homeless to even harder to get any type of help. Yeah, absolutely.
And then Shell said, Shell, you can post in the chat if you want. But she said
Yeah, I
we
don't
have
see
to
her in here. Is she in the chat?
we have yeah, she's watching us. We have to
Oh,
step
well, hi.
outside.
Hi.
Did she say hi finally?
No, I'm just saying, I'm
No.
telling her hi through you so you can tell her hi.
Oh, okay. Jay said hi. We have to step outside formal boundaries for innovative ways to improve issues and remove the artificial constraints of our past history.
Mm-hmm.
And then she said, and I know you guys all know, and I'll say what Indian says too. Snow in Hunger Games states that hope is stronger than fear. When we stand together, a natural byproduct of like-minded goals produces hope that will drive motivation that will birth the change that is needed with effectiveness.
Wow.
And we have to ignite the imagination in others. We create opportunities for breaking through the status quo.
Yeah.
Indian said here, Jay, let me see, I got to get to him. Where did it go? Stop the madness. Back in the day, they had insane asylums in the USA for homeless and people with mental health issues. Indian, they still do. They just call them something else now. But I hate to tell anybody, I did an internship in a state hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. Orphan said homelessness sucks, and in an ideal world, it would not exist. Decent housing should be a birthright. Absolutely. And again, homelessness wouldn't exist if we stopped raising prices and give people a chance to live under what they make. Like, for example, our minimum wage, every state's different, but I'm going to say, I think out here in Florida, I think it's like 10 or above 10. But we know from a logical standpoint, it's not mathing. $10 an hour ain't going to make you be able to pay for a apartment and all that. I mean, nothing adds up. I mean, if we have everything balanced or one's higher than the other, then maybe we can make it. But the cost of living goes up more than our wage does. And I'm so sick and tired of that. I really am, guys. Rose said this to Indian. Yep. I'm sorry. These words. I apologize, guys. I suffer from a little thing called dyslexia, so don't make fun of me. It is what it is. Big words are hard for me. But you guys can see the comment. Thank you, Rose, for that so much.
So,
yes, Rose.
in
Thank you.
Texas, we make $7.25 an hour.
That's ridiculous. How can you make a living off that?
$2.90 is what they get to take home after for a 40-hour week once their
Screw that.
wraps up. Yeah.
Screw that. Yeah. Then you wonder why nobody wants to work. I'm not working for that. And that heat.
It's sad. It's ridiculous. It's sad.
My good friend Curtis says I was considered homeless when I was on parole. Yeah, because you basically are walking like eggshells. If you don't do everything that's been given to you by the courts and the probation officer, you're going to fail. And they know that. My good friend John, man, I respect John so much, man. I love you, John. Ex parte Young is injunctive relief against the government to cure an ongoing constitutional rights violation or the threat thereof. Qualified immunity is replaced by the special factors test. Thank you.
Minimum wage in Indians province is
Thank you, Rose.
$16.50, and you can survive in my province.
Wow.
Man, I need to come live where you are. Then I'll just fly back to the States. Sounds like a plan.
I know for a fact if I was like some of these rich people, I wouldn't say this. I'll give you my word if I ever, and I don't want to say this to sound like that's all I care about, but I want to put it here anyways, just so you guys know that where my heart's at. I think a lot of you already know that. If I had some of this, money like some of these rich guys that we're talking about tonight, oh man, you imagine how much homelessness would be taken care of right now? You know how many things I could do and make a good thing out of this if I was that wealthy? Oh my gosh, I would not be sitting here. Well, I would still be doing podcasts, but I wouldn't be sitting here on my duff, not doing anything, because I would have a conscience. It would bother me too much. More rich people need to do more for the community, because if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't be rich. That's how I look at it.
That's how I feel about a lot of things. And you know what? I'm going to tell it. So
Go ahead.
I'm in the works. So as soon as I get this nonprofit up and going and get it going, and then come out there and we get yours going, and then go head to the Midwest and get that one going, and we just spread the love. Everybody that wants one, I told Wanda I'd get up there and I'll help her too. And I'll tell you what, might have to go to Oklahoma too, John. Oklahoma,
Yeah.
Texas, Georgia,
Me too,
all the
Curtis.
South. We got to go. We need to go all the way across the South and up into the Midwest. We need to hit these areas that they keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. We have friends all over in here, from all over, and those that are overseas, the ones in the UK. I think one of our viewers is from Australia. We need to hit.
Yes.
Every state needs to have a village. We want to spread these villages all over and interconnect.
I agree. I think every state should
We
have
need
it.
to do that. We need to do that. We need to have several villages in each region. So, like they have the provinces where Indian is, we need to do the same thing. We need to make villages again. We
Mhm.
need that. The people that are coming out, and this isn't just for prisoners. We need to do this for our community. Look, I don't know how many vets I could tell you are on the streets, how many mentally ill that are on the streets, people that have hit rock bottom, have nothing. Those are the people we need to reach and help. That though they're human beings.
Yeah.
They're human beings, and we are just as guilty as this broken system if we sit around and we complain about it and do nothing.
Right. Get this, and I want to say this. Thank you, Sammy, for that. I appreciate you, hon. And get this, like guys, Indian said this. Look at, and I'm going to say this to back up what he's saying here when it comes to like apartments or rooming houses or basements. In my home state of Washington, where I'm originally from, I currently live in Florida, but I'm from Washington State. The rent in Washington State, especially in the Seattle region or the King County area, some rents, believe it or not, for a studio or a one-bedroom apartment in some areas is $3,000 a month. How can anybody afford that? You got to be making at least close to over 20-something bucks an hour just to survive. And then you wonder why there's so many homeless.
We do this.
Holy,
We
that
take
just
the
pisses me
land.
off.
We take the land and we take it and we build the villages. And then we go buy more properties that are vacant in the areas that we live in. And so when we come out of this program and we're mentoring each other and we're helping each other, guess where we're going? They're going to get home ownership because they're going to get to do credit counseling that they can't do in prison. John Doe, I'm calling at arms to you. I love you to death. Will you please, if you have any information concerning why they cannot work on credit, things like that when they're incarcerated, do you know that they can't do that when they're incarcerated in Texas?
That doesn't sound right at all.
It's in their hymn book somewhere. I'll have to find it, but it just seems to me like that's just a total crock of crap. They're supposed to get out, be with no credit or poor credit, depending on how long their sentence is. And they're supposed to come out and function. So you got 2 dings against you when you're job hunting. You're trying to find a place to live, and you're doing that. So we need to figure it out. We've got to figure it out.
Well, there's solutions for everything, Tammy. Just you got to stay positive. We'll find it.
We will. We're gonna find it out. But I'm saying, like, with it, I say 6 months to a year program in our villages. And we're all under one big umbrella. I think that we can start doing things. As John had said before, there's a reason that you incorporate a certain way, because we need to protect our members. We need to protect each other. We need to keep going. We need to move forward because we have to be able to not only build these villages but help people to continue it on so that we can hit the youth and things like that and help them.
Mhm.
We could come back and be contributing factors into
Oh,
society.
I agree, and it'd be so positive. But Indian said this: doesn't USA have a lot of cheap rooming houses where multiple people live there as roommates to pay the rent? Well, it depends. It depends on what you're trying to talk about there, my friend. In some
Share
circumstances,
houses.
halfway houses, as they call them in some places, they do, but it's only. Believe it or not, out especially in my home state, it caused more issues than it was good, so they shut down a lot of them. It's all about the good old money dollar, nonetheless. But thanks for that comment, Indian. They do, but they don't.
And the problem with that is for people that are re-entry, that's not a stable. The halfway houses they'll push, but
Right.
somebody like a private landlord that has a share house where you rent a room.
Mm-hmm.
If they find out that you have a record or your PO
Yeah.
is going to show up at any time, they don't
Yep.
want to deal with all that crap.
It's just too much drama, too much crap.
So it's like I said, we can make a situation. There are so many resources out there. We just got to connect all the dots and make a network, a global network. Could you imagine making a global
Oh man, that would be something.
network
Wouldn't that
of
be something?
everybody? We have people in here from all over the world. We
Yeah.
just have to
Australia.
connect the dots.
Yeah.
You know, I'm almost at the point of getting on my knees, guys, begging you guys. If you have a talent, if you have a specific skill set,
Yeah.
you know how to do certain things, please reach out to Jay. I'm almost to the point where I can start taking emails. I'm so sorry, guys.
It's okay. I mean, it's a work in process. It can't be done in a day, but you're doing great.
No, it can't. But that's what I'm talking about. We have people that are good at coding or doing websites.
Building websites. Yeah. We need somebody that
um,
builds websites. That'd be cool.
somebody that has a social marketing degree or knows
There you go.
social marketing.
Any skill.
Let's jump on board. Let's help each other. I'm very artistic. I'm really good at design, graphic art and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
and outside of that, but I'm good at drawing up contracts and things like that. If people need help, I'm willing to help.
Right.
Let's spread each other and help like you and I have for a long time, Jay.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
help each other out with our skill sets.
Yeah, and
You
that's
know?
the thing I was just going to say, and you're absolutely correct, Tammy. And if there's anybody in the chat here tonight and wherever else you're watching, because I know I'm streaming on multiple platforms here besides YouTube. So there are some comments I don't get to see, especially like, say, for example, on Facebook and all that, because
Or
again,
TikTok even.
yeah, because I don't have it. It's just weird how it's set up like this. But nonetheless, if any of you guys have skill sets, any of you guys, we'd like to hear from you, because any type of skill set will help this thing get moved quicker and get off the ground, if you will. So reach out to us. If you have any skill sets, put in the chat, let us know. Or if you don't want to put in the chat, email me right now, voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com. It's down there in the ticker if you guys don't know the spelling correction of it. Right there, voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com. Again, make sure you spell it right or I won't get your emails. Sometimes your emails go to my spam folder, which is weird. I don't know why it does that, but I'll reach out to you if you reach out to me. Let's work together as a big, gigantic team, and let's get this thing moving because, Tammy's doing a lot behind the scenes that you guys don't see or know, and, of course, I am too. I mean, I'm constantly getting I don't show my work here live, but take my word for it. I'm getting people reaching out to me and saying, hey, Jay, I need your help with this. Hey, Jay, I need your help. I'm getting basically what I would consider clientele. And I'm getting overwhelmed, but I love the reach out. I love the help. So we need
can't
to
turn people away because then we're no better. And so
right. I don't want to do
sometimes
that.
we'll get
I don't want to turn
overwhelmed.
people away, Tammy. I do not want to turn people.
You don't. You never do. And I don't want us to get like that. So that's why I'm telling everybody, we are a tribe. We're one tribe of many.
Mm-hmm.
And Annie,
We
I
all
get
need.
your comment. I wish we lived closer. Connecting in real life, we could work together. We could do it. Listen, I work from home.
Mhm.
My bestie was my supervisor at the last company I worked at. We work
Mhm.
from home, and we know how to put people together in Zoom, Google Meet, you name it. We can
Yeah.
have meetings once a month, Annie. I'll get on live with you, and we'll get in a room, and we'll get to
Yeah, Orphan, if you want
brainstorming and doing things.
right, Orphan, if you wanted to get in the live with us tonight on the panel here for the next few minutes, you can do that. The link's in the pin section if you want to, and collab with us. I'd be more than welcome to speak with you and go from there. Again, it's up to you, no obligation. I'm not forcing you to come up here, but the opportunities here. If you ever want to collab, please do that. You have my email now, so let's
We have
brainstorm.
Google Meet. We have Facebook.
Yeah,
We have. Let's use this technology to our advantage. We can be worlds apart,
yeah,
but yet there's companies. The company that I work for currently is a global company, and
yeah.
90% of us work from home,
Mhm.
and we do it all the time. Zoom calls. Yeah, see, there you go. Wanda's on board. She has told Jay and I she's down 100, and we're ready. So yeah, we've got it. Great minds, all of us.
Yep.
I have told Jay.
There's
I don't know how many times I've said that all the people in the chat are just.
yeah.
I think you're all brilliant.
Yeah, I think so too. You
Simple
guys all
as.
have a great part in any of this, and there's no I in team.
Nope. Nope.
So we need you guys. If you guys want to see some solid change, your guys' help and support goes a long ways. It really does. And it's not always about the money. I don't want people thinking that I'm just doing this for money. Obviously, I'm not.
Or we'd be rich. And that's
Well, then I wouldn't.
close
Yeah,
to the taste.
so many things would be different right now. Oh my God. But before we get out of here, I want to show some things on the screen real quick. Orphan said this real quick before we go into the share screen again. I would like to live in a community where we exchange labor instead of money. Oh,
Me too. I have said
man,
that
I cannot argue that. I cannot argue that. That's an awesome idea. I wish we could all live close together, but unfortunately, I don't think that will work. But yeah, that'd be awesome. I
Back
like
in
that
the
idea.
day, all of the community would take care of the doctor, and the doctor would take care of the whole community.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what a village was, and then they became towns, and they became cities. But seriously, if you take the money out of the equation, you've got certain people that would farm, certain women that would get together and quilt and sew. You would have men that would do certain things. I mean, look at the
Everybody's talent would be worth something and be
yes,
credited.
everybody had value.
Yeah,
Nobody
and it wouldn't be there wouldn't be one person going, "Oh, I'm better than you," scenario. I don't like that either. You're not better than me. I'm saying in general, not I'm saying you. I'm saying because that you get that a lot. I have this skill and you're not as good as I. I hate that. There is no such thing in my eye where one person's better than the next person. I don't care what you know or what I care about is getting something done and taking and deserving the credit for it. Like for me, I have a green thumb. I can be a lawn care / landscaper. I can do other things I have good techniques with. Everybody has something that they're good at. So why waste it?
Shell said that that's what the tribes of Israel did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So, all right. So let me, before we get out of here, I want to do this real quick before I run out of time because again, a 2-hour special. This is great. I should just do 2-hour podcasts all the time now. Anyways, let me go ahead and share the share screen, guys. This is for you people out there that can do what you can to help me out if you guys can. This is, if you guys can see, this is my store. The link's in the chat. This is the new From Inside Out Network hat, and you guys can see here. I do have other things up here too as well. But the link is there if you guys want to help out with this. There it is. I greatly appreciate it. And then I'm going to show you guys one more thing. I got to get it set up first. Hold on a second, guys. Bear with me 1 second. I got to find how, so you guys can know how to reach me and go from there, which I know you guys already know how to, but I just want to show it to you from a visual aspect so you guys can see it. So bear with me on that. Let me get the share screen set back up here, guys, and then we're going to go and get back in the chat, and then we'll call it a night. Thank you guys so much for being here. All right. All right. As you guys can see, As you guys can see, this is my YouTube channel. I've gotten some people in the chat and comments, whatnot, saying, how do you become a member? Okay. Well, I'm glad you guys asked that. It should have a members section button somewhere in this area here. When my channel is, I don't know why it's not showing it, but you can hit the member section in here and become a member. If I go here and hit membership here, it takes you to all my videos that I've done that's on my member section. You can't watch them without being a member. So you got to become a member so you can see these videos that I had to put over here thanks to you know who. But anyways, guys, you can become a member by hitting the member button. Okay, so I want you guys to check that out and at least check out the 3. You got the $2.99, you got the $6 one, and you go, of course, you go higher than that. It gets you guys extra perks and extra deals than just being a subscriber to my channel. You guys can do special members lives with me personally, and have more freedom on this channel than any other thing. And of course, you guys have seen my store too. Here's my store. I got stickers, mugs, hats, and a beanie for right now. And we're still working on t-shirts. Isn't that correct, Tammy? But
Yes,
we're working
we
on
are. I
t-shirts.
promise.
We're working on t-shirts. Bear with us. It's a work in progress. That stuff's not going to be done in a day. So just bear with me. I'm hoping that you guys can become a member anyways. Go there and hit the member zone and be done with it. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, so there's that. Go ahead, Tammy.
Oh, I don't know. I was dazing for a minute. I don't know what happened there. I don't know. I was just thinking of slogans. So anyway, guys, I just want to tell you how much it means to me to know what great individuals you are and how much love that you bring back to us.
Yeah, absolutely. I
sit
love
up
every one of you
here
guys in the chat.
and we poke our fingers and we say things, but I wholeheartedly mean it. And I would love to get a non-public pretender up here to say, look, I'm not like the rest of them, and I really do love representing defendants that have absolutely no money, that I make absolutely no money, that I absolutely lose money because the system's set up the way it is, but I want to defend them because that's what's right and they're innocent.
Right.
I would love to see some of that come into play eventually. I would love to see a pastor or a priest or a priestess or a bishop or a deacon or some different agencies step up and say, we're awake and we see it, and it's not going to happen on our watch. Just like they push bills for unaliving children when they're still in the stomach area. That's the best way I can put that. They fight that one to holy hell and back. But why is another person's life any less? Why can they not put that fight behind the atrocities that are going on and the abuses that are going on in the system?
Yeah,
they've
it's
already
amazing.
lost their freedom. We're their only voice, guys.
Yeah, it's amazing how some people think it's okay. Again, like Cammy just hit on, it's okay to do that inside the womb. I'm not going to get in details on that. You guys know what I'm talking about. That's okay, but we punish other type crimes. If you get my drift, doesn't make any sense.
Well, and my point is, though, we think that life is important, but somebody who's alive, even though they've done something wrong, if you're a Christian and you sit in church on Sunday and you push that legislation, but you don't push the same legislation to make sure that people have common things, small little thing, then such as water or toilet paper, or they don't give them toilet paper to punish them sometimes. Come on, seriously.
Yeah.
They didn't give my husband a spoon to eat with
Yeah.
when he first got there. He had to eat with his hands. And another inmate who had been incarcerated for 25 years already
Yeah.
gave my husband a spoon. Somebody who had suffered for 25 years in this horrible TDCJ environment. My point is, if you're a Christian, a true Christian, or a true person of faith, whatever your faith may be, Buddhist, or any kind of faith of a higher power,
Mm-hmm.
how can you sit there as a human being and say one life is any different than another if your goal is forgiveness and things like that? Because whoever your higher power is, they're their judgment, not
Correct.
us. We're just
Correct.
down here. I've been hurt. I don't
We
hate.
all have. Yeah.
I don't have to hate. It's not
Well,
my job.
Well, no, and we can't keep pushing hate. We gotta get rid of the hate and start spreading more love.
Love and community, guys. Love and community. All about it.
Because everybody I noticed that, especially the haters, they all want to be right, and we get pointed at as we're the problem. We're wrong. We're the ones that should suffer and all this other bullcrap. No, I've already done my time. Okay, I've already done my time. It's time to move on, quit talking about it, and do what we got to do. And I want change like everybody else does. I'm sick of it.
Well, I think our upcoming show, Jay, I think you and I talked about this, is going to be about how does it affect inmates both in and out when, and this kind of taps on the registry a little bit, but the show is not about the registry. It is more about us. How does it affect inmates and their families when other
the impact.
inmates and other people on the outside find out what their crimes are? How does that affect them in prison? And how does that affect them when they get out, when people expose them for something they're doing, they're either currently doing their time for, or they're doing it out. And keep in mind, like when you have such a high plead rate, how do we even really know what people are guilty or not? We just assume. Mm-hmm. So they go after certain sex groups, SECTS, YouTube. We're not saying
right.
Bad, but they're going after certain groups and targeting them because they don't know. They're just assuming. Ignorance is bliss, guys.
Oh, absolutely.
We have to educate. Go ahead.
And it kind of ties off to what I wanted to say with what you just said there, is that basically inside prison, I think it's where it starts. And again, the staff didn't come up with this damn rule or prison politics scenario. It's that paper check. You guys have all heard me say that before in some of my short videos. I said, what is paper check and all that? Well, basically is when you get in and you get into your new cell and you have a cellie, the cellie, before you even say hi or anything else, it's, I need to see your paperwork. You know, it's like, who cares what you're in there for? But again, from a prison politic aspect, that happens in there. And if you don't produce it, you're automatically made out to be the guys that people don't like in there.
And then if you are, though, what do?
Then you got to PC up.
And you have to PC up, which they just bring you in Texas. Let me tell you what they do. They won't PC you up until they absolutely have no other choice, which is you've been attacked or something most of the time, or they'll PC you up for a couple nights and throw you back out there to the wolves. So either way, it doesn't matter. You're still going to get attacked, so you have no choice.
Or what they do is they open the gate or the door and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, it slipped. The door opened," and then all of a sudden you get beat up. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. But anyways, guys, you guys are all, I love every one of you guys. I really do. I love and respect every single one of you guys. You guys are on. Yeah. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. Rose, much love and respect to you. Orphan Annie, much love and respect for you guys. But I have to get out of here. I've been past my time. It is now 2 hours I've been in here. I got some things I got to do, and it's getting later and later, and I don't want to piss off the other half. You know what I mean? But so with that said, Tammy, thank you again so much for being in here, guys. You and everybody else, I respect you guys more than you know. But I can't stay after the live, so I'm going to have to bounce after this. But anyways,
No, it's okay. We're good.
I'm gonna have to bounce out of here. But again, thank you guys so much for being in here. Much love and respect to all of you. I'm your host, Jay. I will see you guys on the next live. Good night, Tammy. Good night, all. Take care. Peace.
Good night, everybody.